Good morning, it's time. It's the final episode of the Jeffrey Lampkin Show, Season 5. Can you believe it? That we've made it through another season from September all the way to May, and I have had an absolute ball. And of course, I've saved the best for last. Today is called Man Cave. So many of you have often been asking about different shows, and you love when I do a panel. And then many women often come to me for advice, and I think I'm proud of that, that y'all want to hear what I have to say. And so I decided to bring some of the greatest men that I know to come sit on the panel with me, and we're discussing all things men. But before we do that, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to all of you. 5 seasons you've been rolling with me. We have been in this thing. And you've seen me at some of my highest points, and you've seen me when I've came in here and I've been sick, but still trying to give you what you needed. For the community, for the people, making sure that we cover the stories that people may not want to talk about or they may not want to discuss, and I thank you. So hey, guess what? It's time to discuss Man Cave. Come on, get your coffee cups up, your pinkies out, you're about to get lamped. Good morning.
Here we go. Lamp. But Jeffrey Lampkin. Everybody get up. Say what? Everybody get up. Come on. Lamp. But Jeffrey Lampkin. Motivation, inspiration, educated new revelation. Lamp. But Jeffrey Lampkin. Entertainment just for you. Smiling out 'cause God loves you. Jeffrey Lampkin. Somebody turn the lamp on.
Good morning. Welcome to the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Listen, put your coffee cups down. It is the end of Season 5, and I am absolutely excited. First of all, let me thank you all so much. I have never received so much commentary, so much feedback on the last 2 episodes, and we do want to give a special thank you to Pastor Mitchell Jones for coming on and having the bravery to actually sit on the couch and talk with us about his truth. And congratulations to all of the winners who were able to get the book. We're excited about that for you. So things are moving. So we thought about the last show. What do we want to do? And of course, many of you gave suggestions on Facebook of what you would like to see. And one of the overwhelming suggestions that was given was about men, inside their minds and what is happening. So I got with Quan and we started talking about how we could do it. And we came up with the idea of Man Cave, inside the minds of men. What we think, how we think, what our mentality is like. Of course, we're not going to give you all of our secrets, but we're going to be as raw and as real as possible. And I want to thank all of you for sending in your questions, inbox and on Facebook and everything else. So I appreciate that. And so we put together a panel because some of you actually suggested. And so I actually went with your suggestions. And I can say that all 3 of them I am very cool with. We're friends. So this is going to be a great conversation. Sitting on the couch with us this morning, of course, he's back by popular demand, Mr. Kyle Green. Come on, my friend. How you doing?
I am awesome.
The mentality change. Are you going to change the mentality of these women today?
I'm going to try, but that's a pretty tall
That's
task.
a tedious process to do. It takes a little while. And then, of course, the Dion Jenneret is in the house. My man, how you doing?
What's going on, man? Doing all right.
All
bro.
is well?
Yeah.
You have a lot to say. And people, and Dion, I kid you not, 4 people gave your name as a recommendation of who should be sitting in the Man Cave. So people really follow what you say and your truth and your honesty. Is it difficult for you to live in your truth?
No. It is what it is.
It is what it is. And then last but not least, he's Columbia Realtor himself, Mr. Victor Hughie. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, man.
Good.
to be
So you
here.
finally made it to the show.
That's right.
Man.
I'm glad to be here,
Pausing
man.
just say selling houses for a couple of minutes, but we're really not because, see, here's the thing. Even though he's here, he's still selling houses because to all of you, if you need a realtor, he is on the couch. He is here. He's ready. He's
That's
willing.
right.
So
That's right.
Gentlemen, let's talk about it. Inside the minds of men. And of course, the ladies sent in a lot of questions, things that they wanted to know. And to all of the Facebook viewers that are live with us as well, want to say good morning to all of you. So we're doing Facebook Live and we're here as well taping for the show. So a couple of questions that were asked, and I want to start the conversation off with this particular question that was given by one of the viewers. The question came, why are you so scared to be who and what God has called you to be and to do and to protect? So they're saying that I guess men are scared to just be in the role that they're supposed to be in. They run from it. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that, but what is your feelings on that particular question?
If I could just say at first, I never really knew what my purpose was in life. And oftentimes, it's a known fact that women mature quicker than men. So I think they discover what their purpose is in life kind of before men do. So when I was still like, you know, out there doing whatever, not just trying to have fun, not just really thinking about life, I always thought that I was gonna be like the next Jason Jeter. That's T.I. manager. Okay. So I had an artist that I managed. His name was Snook the Rockstar. We was going all over the place. We was doing shows, parties, concerts, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be this next big artist. And so I was in the background, like you said before. You was like, oh man, Kyle, you real popular now. But I was in the background of Snook, and I like figured out when I did that Trayvon Martin rally, like I'm supposed to bring people together and inject like positivity. So it took me a while to discover what my purpose was in life. And usually with women, they can't understand and they think, oh, you just trying to have fun. You don't understand what's going on in life. You don't got your stuff together. And it's like, nah, you can't help that a man, it take us a while before we really figure out what our purpose is in life. And you just gotta, sometimes you just gotta give us that chance. Ladies, you gotta give us that chance for us to find ourselves.
To find that purpose. Do you think you found your purpose?
Yeah, I do. But I want to go back to that question though. I think there's so many different variables in order to understand that, because you have to look at the dynamics of things. You have brothers that come from different backgrounds, different situations or whatever. So, you know, when you have that model there, that father figure, that mother, and they're parenting you, they're there to guide you and kind of lead you, to show you the example of what you should have in your life so that you can kind of go into your purpose. But if sometimes you don't have that guiding tool or whatever, you kind of out there on your own whim trying to get there. And it takes a series of, like, every flower don't bloom in the same season. So sometimes the maturity in the process takes some time before you get there. It's not always like, you know, like he just said, women mature quicker. And so they're on a whole nother path when we as men sometimes, we take other routes or whatnot because we're guided, we're distracted easily. It could be very, very, you know, so many different things. But the thing about it is if you're talking about from a relationship aspect, when you see that, a man that's like that, are you going to show him where he should go? Kind of like I forget, it's in the Bible, David was getting ready to go kill, I think his name, something like that. But anyway, what is her name? Oh, Abigail stops him, and she stops him when he gets ready to do something crazy because she said, don't you know you the king? And so, like, are you going to be the woman that when you see this man with that potential, you're going to see the purpose in his life and help him go where he needs to go, or are you going to just be like, oh, he's a mess?
But is it that? But isn't that the role of a woman? Is it a woman supposed to be the helpmate?
It is. Honestly, what he just said, the last part of what he was just saying, is the exact embodiment of my wife. Like, you know, with my wife, we've been married a year, but we've been together for 7. Wow. And it took me time to progress and change and grow and mature. And if she would have left me in year 2, we would have never made it to year 7. Now, I would have never been the man I am now.
Let me ask, because I'm going to, and ladies, I am going to speak for you to a degree today, and I got Destiny in the studio. She'll be the other woman voice this morning. So you know how some women are going to say, well, you were dating for a total, y'all have been together for 7 years.
Right.
Some would say that's a long time. How old were you when y'all actually started dealing with each other?
I believe we talked about this last night. I think 25, 26, something like that.
Okay, so so you know, 25, I guess, is the age where we kind of think like, hey, you know, it's time to kind of start shifting. I don't think so. I think it's 20.
I gave this last night. Okay. I gave this example last night. Somebody that's a friend of mine. They're younger. All right, like 23 or something like that. And they were wanting to get into a relationship, and this is what I said: if you aren't ready, don't do it. If that person, sometimes we get with somebody and stay with them because we're afraid. We know that that's the person, but we don't want to lose them. But we're not ready to be with that person.
And you ruin it.
But you ruin it. So what happens is, after you ruin it, now when you're ready, you try to come back, and it's too late because you've already ruined it. So you have to put faith into the process and say, you know what, I'm not ready. Go ahead and be with somebody else. And I hope when I am ready, this person is there for me. I happen to find the right woman that stayed with me through all my troubles and trials and tribulations. That doesn't happen all the time.
Right.
So you don't want to ruin a good woman that, you know, and then down the line, now you're listening to these things of you did this, you did that, blah, 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 you know? So I think if you're not ready, don't destroy somebody else and allow them that opportunity to be with somebody good.
How does a woman know that that they're the one for you and you're the one for them? How would they know that you're thinking that mentality? If you're in the age of 25 and 27 and your mindset is like, you know, I'm living, I'm out here, I like you, but I'm not ready to settle down yet.
Right.
And that's a true statement. Am I right or am I
Oh, yeah.
wrong?
Oh, yeah.
Like there are women where you realize like, yo, she is one, like she's special. It's something different about her. However, I'm not ready to settle down yet.
Right.
That's not the case?
That's the case.
I want
That's
to go
what my
back.
case.
I guess I'm looking at the whole dynamic. of the
Okay, go
question.
ahead.
The 25-27 thing for men, if I be blatantly honest, is rare,
Okay.
especially in this day and age. And I say that because even if you look now, most brothers, we don't really come into that. But let me be
30.
personal. Me,
No.
run
30
about
or something.
30.
Yeah.
You know, 30 is like, you know what?
That's the age.
I've been running for a minute, and I'm ready for something
Life
for real
shifts.
now.
Right.
Yeah.
Things change.
Yeah.
Things really do change. Now, when you get out of, and a lot of times we get out of college, it's like 21, you're 22, then you start living like, and I feel like, maybe it's me, but I feel like men are supposed to play for a little while. Just my opinion. Because I feel like in order for you to really understand who you are and to understand the dynamics of a woman, you have to have experienced things. And you can experience if you are directed on one path, one situation for the entire time of your
It's
life.
better to experience it now, because what happens is when you get later on in life, you haven't experienced. Now that's how you get those men that 50 and 60 years old trying to experience that young man age.
Right.
Then, so you might as well go ahead and get it out the way. And then when you're 30, I did everything, I seen everything, I'm
And
ready.
It's old news to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
When we talk about women, here's my thing. What attracts you to a woman? When you look at a woman, I want each of you all to answer this. What attracts you? What's the first thing that you look at? And I want honesty, because you can't look at a characteristic and say that that's what I look at. So what is the first thing that you look at that makes you say, I want to go deeper?
Now, you mean, so you're not just talking about features.
I want to start with
It's two
features.
different,
Yeah.
I want to
Listen,
start with
hey,
features.
Talking about features that we
I
talking
don't
about.
do it. We ain't gonna do that today.
I want to start with features.
No.
And then
They like
I
to
want
do that. You gotta look at their heart. We ain't God. So the first thing I see is
What
gonna
I
be
see.
physique, smile,
Pretty toes.
I told that.
Feet.
Yeah.
That's my first.
Then we go
feet.
to, after I get past that, and we go, we have conversation, dialogue, then I get to try to dig into your mind and see what type of character you possess, how you treat people that can't do anything for you, what you do out the genuine and kindness of your heart without receiving anything. That's what I really did, because then when you do that, I understand that with that, there's a certain way you're going to treat me, because
Right.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So little stuff like that.
And then just to piggyback off that, outside of the physique and the pretty toes, once you have a conversation and I get to know what your goals are in life, what are you after? Are we after the same things? Are you driven? Are you independent? Because, I mean, we're in the 21st century, so like, you're not just gonna stay home all day and not do anything.
Because we know that two incomes are better than one.
Exactly.
I cannot
Always,
stress that enough.
always.
And I don't know where this mentality comes from women, where it's like, I want a man to take care of me. Here's my thing. Destiny just turned around in the chair.
Quick.
And my thing is that I'm gonna protect you, I'm gonna love you. But a lot of times what I notice with women is that they look at men who are at the age of 48, 50, who are successful, who have, that you're established.
Right.
But if I'm 28, 30, 32, 33, I'm building my life. So I'm not gonna have the revenue and the different things that are available that other people have. But if you stay with me, see my potential, and sow into me, then maybe
That's
My
real.
mind, I'm just jogging. I'm
real.
jogging.
Yeah.
maybe over
Yeah.
time, like we
Yeah.
will get there or we will go. But I feel like there should be some sense of independence, yet you're willing for me to be your knight in shining armor.
I agree.
Yeah, don't be too independent.
Yeah.
Yeah, be.
Well,
Like you
What
said,
is too independent?
So you think a woman should still be submissive to a
No.
man?
I guess,
Yes.
I'm
the
gonna say
last, I guess what I'm gonna say.
Yes.
No, this is what I meant. I don't want to say it like that. I want to say it like the last part you just say. Allow me to still be your knight in shining armor. It may be something you can do for yourself, but at the same time, allow me as the man to do that.
Right.
You know.
Very much so.
So yeah, be independent, get your own job, work, and those type of things. But don't.
Before we go to commercial break, let's talk about this submissive thing, because I do. Kyle, you don't feel that a woman should be submissive? What is submissive? Because maybe we all look at it different ways.
This is the problem, and it starts from
Tell it, brother.
I think childhood. Depending on your background, this is so important. The foundation of your upbringing, because it's been taught, and women have this mindset that being submissive means you're under me. You're not you don't have any rights. You're the bottom of the. That's stupid. It's not, because when in since you brought in God, if you're a covering of a woman, you're not going to treat your wife like she's under you. You're going to treat her as she's a part of you. So if that's the case, when I'm covering you and you submitting to me, and you understanding that I'm in line with God, then you understand that there are benefits and blessings because of us playing our roles.
Right.
Being submissive ain't bad. So the whole thing, I ain't submitting to nobody. That's your mama, and that's why she where she at, because you ain't listening. Because I can't submit. So somebody talk to you and say you something. So as soon as a man say something, he may not even be beating you down. It just may be authoritative, and because your father wasn't there to show you that type of manly figure, when now because you used to your mama, don't let no man tell you nothing, and that's so now you missing out on your blessing.
People out your ear. That's number one. You gotta listen. Let's pause real quick. We're gonna go to commercial. When we come back, we're inside Man Cave, and I want to talk more about the submissive and the independent woman, because one of our viewers did ask us about men being intimidated by independent women and strong women. So we're gonna talk about that, and maybe Destiny will tell us something as she sits in the corner and keeps eyeing us with the side eyes. More is happening on the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Your coffee cups are up, your pinkies are out. You're getting lamped. Good morning.
Jeffrey Lampkin.
Cannon & Graves is a proud sponsor of the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Located at 1837 Wilson Road in Newberry, Cannon & Graves has the perfect certified used car for you. Their extensive inventory has something in every price range, and they can get everyone financed, regardless of credit. All cars come with a warranty to give you the peace of mind you deserve. Come see Steve and Reggie and find your new car at Cannon & Graves.
When you need the forecast right now, you need the WatchFox Skywatch weather app. Check for sun or rain with interactive maps, hour-by-hour forecast, 10-day outlook, and severe weather alerts. Download the Skywatch weather app, brought to you by South Carolina DNR.
We're back here on the Jeffrey Lampkin Show. Listen, put your coffee cups down. I know y'all are enjoying it as much as we are. We're here in the Man Cave. Dion, Kyle, Vic, we are here enjoying ourselves. And before the break, we were talking about submissive women, and we were also talking about, Dion, you brought up a point that you wanted to go back to so we can finish about being chosen, about women being chosen. Let's talk about that real quick.
This has been an epidemic amongst women for maybe forever.
Okay. Okay.
Women, whenever you meet this guy, they go out to eat or whatever. So that first date, you've already, I guess, let's bring it modern day stage. You've stalked social media, you did your homework, you talked to some people that used to know him, and now you see the man that he's cultivated and become. So now you're like, oh, I can see myself with him, and yada yada yada. And it's like, we just eating dinner, and they're like, well, my mom would really like him, and so on and so forth. And then some chicks go as far as they're already married.
Exactly.
And the dude is like, I am literally eating. I am getting to know you. And you're already there. So when stuff starts happening, and in certain situations, you become intimate.
You have
with
friends
them.
like that? Good. See, Lauren, see, we got, and ladies, we got women in the studio who are telling us, Lauren is like, you have friends like that who feel the same way. And why do y'all do that though? Just curious to wonder.
I don't know. Maybe they like a guy that much that they easily are just like attached, and they just start thinking about the future immediately.
Because they just see the future.
But they kill themselves.
Right.
So then now, on the flip, the guy, because even in such, men will sometimes take advantage of things that are given to us.
Right.
And then so he kind of feels like, okay, well, because you're supposed to be dating. You get to know each other.
Definitely.
You realize, okay, I don't want to be, this is not a good fit for me. So you decide to leave. Now, you're a dog. You're no good.
Guy.
No, you went too far.
Right. And we are men.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I think people need to realize. We are men. So at the end of the day, a man is always going to be a man. So if you put something in front of us and you tempt us with it, and that's what you show us, then that's what we're going to want. Because you've showed us that we can discipline ourselves and enough, be like, oh my goodness. But I think at the end of the day, we're still an animal. We're still human. So if we see something, if you put a piece of meat in front of us, what do you expect for me to do?
Bone in front of a dog, what are they supposed to do? Throw a frisbee, what are they supposed to do?
And that's why I often say, fellas, that I do believe that, people should wait until 30 and above, because a lot of times in your 20s, that's 20 to 30, you should live. You should do whatever it is that you desire to do, that you want to do. I just feel like it's living, you're experiencing things. But once you hit 30, that's the time where it's like, you know what? Okay, I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to really build my life, really. And when you're in your 20s, you should be doing things to build towards that. When you're 30, you're full steam ahead. And so the person that people know when you're in your 20s is not the person that people are going to know in your 30s, which was one of the questions that ladies asked. Why do we send a representative?
Send a representative?
Yeah. For the first 3 months. Let me find that question again.
Yeah.
Everybody
Everybody does that.
Well, I was about to say, everybody does that.
Everybody
if you think
does
about
that.
it, you always put up almost like, and I won't say it's a fake facade,
It's
but
a
you
job
want to
interview.
sell a, awesome. I love what he just
Say
said.
that
It's
again?
a job interview.
When you go
so
to
I
a
have
job-
to impress you
Right.
in
That's
order
good.
for me to get the job. And once I get the job, now I might come to the interview on time. I might say the right words when I'm
Right.
asked the question.
Nah.
But it's going to be those times when I get comfortable at my job and I may come in
And
15,
I'll get
20
there
minutes
when I
late.
get there.
Right. And so then she hold you to those standards of the job interview, which sometimes we kind of
That's it. Why do men send a representative for the first 3 months, and why do men say women can't handle the truth?
All right, well, let's do it one. They send representatives.
exactly.
Very
Right.
so.
Makeup,
Come
hair,
on,
Okay.
come on.
Eyelashes.
what do you call them things? Spanks or whatever. Eyelashes.
Yeah.
That's before you open your mouth.
Right.
We see a whole representative.
A whole
So when you get home now, we can see tracks and things coming out. That's
Yeah.
so.
And then you tell me, love me for who I am.
You ain't brought you to
Right, you didn't bring that to the table.
So when they say about the representative, come on, man. Let's look at
Yeah,
both
you
ways.
walking in the door with a
So let's
representative.
take away the makeup and stuff. Even you don't show us you moody. You don't show us you flip. You don't show us. So we all present the best us in the first initial meeting. That always
the
happens.
first couple of meetings. I think just the first one.
For them first 3 months, I'm presenting my best me every time.
I'm
all
opening
the
the
way.
door.
I'm opening doors.
I'll be honest, on player mode, one of the things I started doing because of that, everybody knows this is an issue now. The first thing, like on the probably first or second date, I'm like, what are your flaws? And I'm candid. I ain't no, oh no, well, I don't. I just, sometimes I get an attitude. I'm like, no. I'm inconsiderate sometimes.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you I want what I want.
Right.
And so, cause what it does is it sets the tone, like we just said. Now, second, third date, you like, oh, can I deal with this? What does this look like? You start to thinking.
But age now, because when you get to a certain age, it's just like you become just confident and relaxed, and I really don't have time for the BS. I'm where I am, who I am. So just tell me what the problem is. On my second date with Harry, I'd never forget it. I was just like, what are your issues and what are my issues, and let's talk about it, because that was at that point where I'm ready to be at another place. I'm not going to hide anything from you. Now, if you had met me a couple of years before, it was no telling what you were not. No telling at all. So we kind of deal with that. But go ahead, what were you about to say?
No, go ahead.
I'm just listening to the dialogue. I just think people, I don't know if it's just human nature. We do that. You always want to impress people, and then we all have flaws. And I think some people see our flaws as failures and not as like a room for us to grow. Now, if I say, like you said, you inconsiderate. Now, if she is considerate enough and she's always had that trait where she's been the considerate type, maybe she can help you overcome that flaw. But like you said, you have to figure out if you want to be able to put up with that. The first 6 months it take for you to get that flaw of being inconsiderate out of you. And I know you're not always inconsiderate, but I know we all have our moments.
Yeah.
That's just my take.
Let me ask this question. One of the questions that was placed in the file, and again, thank you all so much for your questions, was about domestic violence, and I guess we'll call it domestic violence, but one of the things that was asked was, can a woman provoke a man to become so angry that he hits her? That's a very true conversation that needs to be held. Now, of course, let me preface this before we get started, and to the Facebook viewers there as well. One thing about us is that I don't think there's any man that thinks that it's okay, well, at least for the 4 men that are on this couch, it's not okay to hit a woman.
Right.
But what do you do? Because I had some men who say, she pushed me to that point. And the feelings was, if I'm telling you, hey, get out my way, leave me alone, get out my way. And women get in your face and like, you da blah, 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 and you gonna blah, blah, blah. And you're trying to walk away and they won't move. So as a man, the first thing you try to do, like, you're not trying to hit her.
Right.
You just use your natural man aggression and kind of push her out the way. Then she says, oh, he assaulted me.
Right.
But I've been telling you for 5 minutes.
Please move out the way.
Please move out the way. Can we just have an open, honest conversation?
For me, I think it happens at a young age. I have a daughter that's 5.
Okay.
Right? And I don't teach her this, but you got to think when you have young young kids, think about cousins, nieces, nephews, whatever. All right, so with the boy and the girl, it's two different things. When the boy is hitting the girl, don't you hit that girl.
Right.
You don't hit girls. But if the girl is hitting on the boy, it's funny, it's joke, it's laugh. That's just a girl. What, you crying because she hit you? See, it should be both ways. You don't hit him, he doesn't hit you. We don't hit people.
Right.
But it's always, you don't hit the girl can hit the boy, and it's funny, it's joyful, or whatever like that. People are laughing and joking about it if the boy is crying. But you have to tell the young girl, you do not hit him, you do not touch him either. Because now when girls grow older, they're thinking, you're not supposed to hit me, but I can hit you. So now that they're hitting the man, you're not supposed to touch them, but if you move them in any way or touch them or anything like that, it's a problem.
Wow.
But it does not get looked at with those type of things. It's not right in any situation, but there are some situations that can be, I don't want to say necessarily provoked,
right?
But in that way, if a woman is hitting on somebody, you can't just hit a person.
So what do women need to do when we say we don't feel like, I don't want to talk about this, I don't have nothing to say?
They got to walk away too.
My girlfriend said some book, I don't even know the name of it, but she was talking about how she read it, and it says that in those situations, it's okay. Don't push the man, don't nag him when he shuts down or when there's an issue that you have. Allow him to be in that space in that moment. And when he gets to a place where he's ready to deal with it, he'll come back to it. It's nothing negative about that. But like, I think sometimes in those situations, women get to the point where they want to answer, we want it right now, we want it right now. Right. And so he's trying to process it, he's dealing with it or whatever the situation is. And, I don't know, what scenario we're talking about, but if she comes to a place and she's nagging, she starts hitting or whatever, yes, you can provoke a man, I guess, in some, we live in South Carolina, ain't we like #1 with I mean, that's not good, and it's not nothing to laugh about, but I'm saying that it's possible to provoke, but what it should be, if the man can contain himself, to either walk away and get himself together and leave, or either go ahead and kiss her in the mouth, man, make love, I don't know, something. I'm just saying, another alternative other than putting your hands on
Y'all know we're going down that road, just hold yourself right there. And before we even go there, $10 million question, what is cheating? From a man's point of view, what is cheating?
All right, okay.
What, you said save it? My producer is keeping me grounded. You want to save it? Because if we save that one, we're saving that one, and y'all know where I'm coming back to. We're going to talk about sex from the man's point of view. And we're going to be truthful and honest about it, because sometimes people want to know, 90 days, is there a rule? When do men decide that she is worth keeping, or when do men decide she's worth releasing the oil? Listen, y'all keep it right here. Come back next week, same time. We're going to keep going with Man Cave. Your coffee cups are up. Your pinkies are out. You've been lamped. Good morning.
Here we go. Jeffrey Lampkin. Everybody get up. Say what? Everybody get up. Come on. With Jeffrey Lampkin. Motivation, inspiration, educating and revelation. With Jeffrey Lampkin. Entertainment just for you. Smiling out 'cause God loves you. Jeffrey Lampkin. Somebody turn the lamp on.